Hi, Advanced Algebra 2B. So today we're talking in class about finding measures of central tendency and dispersion. Now you might say, wait a minute, I didn't hear those words in class today because we didn't really talk about the vocabulary behind this. So to start out with notes, please make sure that you're writing down the title of the notes, and then we're going to get some vocabulary words down. So first of all, statistics. The definition of statistics is numerical values used to summarize and compare sets of data. Okay, so make sure you get that written down, please. And then a measure of central tendency is a number used to represent the center or middle of a data set. And so this will look familiar for what we did in class today. We talked about mean, median, mode, and how these are all different ways that we can measure the middle or the center of a data set. The next vocabulary word is measure of dispersion. And that's a statistic that tells you how dispersed or spread out the data is. And so today in class we talked about how range describes how spread out the data is. And so it's an example of a measure of dispersion. Okay. And then obviously some ones that you've known for a while, but just to see them written out. The mean is the sum of a data set divided by the number of elements in that data set. The median is the middle of the data set when the numbers are written in order. It's really important there that you write them in order to find the median. The mode is the number or numbers that occur most often. Notice that there might be more than one mode in a data set. There also might be no mode in a data set. And the range is the difference between the highest and lowest numbers in the data set. So I know that this is going to take you a little bit to write out these definitions, but please do so in your notes. And then, once you get them written out, so you might want to pause that so that you could write out the definitions, I wanted to show you guys how you could use your graphing calculators to make your lives easier. So, the student heights, this is just a small subset of the heights today, obviously. And in class, we talked about how we need to convert these either to just feet or just inches. So, as a reminder of how to do that, if I were to convert to just feet, 3 inches has to get converted to feet, and because it's 3 out of 12, I would do 5 plus 3 out of 12, or in this case, if I use my calculator, 5 plus 3 divided by 12 is 5.25. And then I could do the same thing, 5 plus 6 divided by 12, well, we know 5 6 is the same as 5.5 feet. 5 plus 10 divided by 12 gives us 5.83 feet, and 6 plus 2 divided by 12 gives us 6.17 feet. So I could change each one of these to feet, to just feet instead of feet and inches, and you do that by knowing that it's 3 out of 12, 6 out of 12, 10 out of 12. You can't just turn these to decimals. It doesn't work that way because this is base, no, it's not base 12, but it's every 12 inches is a foot instead of every 10 inches is a foot. You could also turn them into just inches. And so we saw today that I could do 5 foot 3 inches by multiplying 5 by 12 and then adding 3. 5 times 12 is 60, plus 3 is 63. And then I could do 5 times 12 plus 6 to get 5 6. That'd be 66. 5 times 12 plus 10 would give me 70. And then 6 2, I would have to do 6 times 12 plus 2. Let's see, 6 times 12 is 72, plus 2 is 74. Okay. Now whether you go just feet or just inches, the calculator part next is the same. So I'm going to try and show you on the calculator as I'm writing out steps. We'll see how this goes. On the calculator, your first step is going to be to hit the stat button. And then once you hit the stat button, it's going to take you to this menu, and you want to hit enter on edit. So you want to go to the edit menu. Okay. Once you go into edit, you should see L1, L2, L3. These are your lists. Your second step is going to be to enter your data into L1. So I'm going to use just inches. So 63, 66, 70, and 74. And after I type in the number, I'm just hitting enter each time. So I hit 63, enter, 66, enter, 70, enter. After you enter your data points into your list, your graphing calculator can actually do all of the important things that we found today for you. So you're going to hit the stat button again. This is going to save you guys some time. And once you hit stat, this time you're going to go over to the calc menu. And since this is just a one variable statistic, we're just looking at one thing, we're looking at height, we're going to hit enter on one var stats. Now, it should say list is L1, that's good. And the frequency we don't worry about, so we're just going to go down to calculate and hit enter. Once you get here, you've got a series of statistics. This first one with the X bar over it, that's your mean or your average. So the mean is 68.25 for this data set. We'll talk a little bit more about what some of these other ones are, but for right now, you're going to scroll down and you can get the median of your data set. If you scroll down, it says median is 68. And you can also get the range because it gives you the minimum. So the range, let's see, and it gives you the max. So the max is 74, the min is 63, and so that means our range is, let's see, 11 inches. Okay. And then the mode is fairly easy to see because the mode is the one that happens the most often. Oh shoot, did I not enter in 5, 6 twice? Let's see. I think I entered these numbers in, and I think I forgot to enter that second 5, 6, because that would be our mode. So let's go back to my list and check. If I hit stat and edit, and I go back, sure enough, I forgot to enter in that second 66 inches. So I'm going to put it in. And then I hit stat, calc, one variable statistics, calculate, shoot, and then I can change my mean really quick. And let's see if the median changed. The median did change. Now it's 66, right? And our mode is also 66. It didn't change the range, however, because the max is still 74 and the min is 63. Now, some of you guys made some mistakes in your work today too, and it was a real pain to have to go back and add all the numbers up and divide again or to make any changes there. So your graphing calculator really will be a nice way to make those changes quickly if you do make mistakes. Make sure, please, that you've got all of this written down as well as all the vocabulary words. I will check this off tomorrow. And otherwise, have a great night, and I'll see you in class. Thanks, guys.